Listen up, guys. This isn't your typical how to be a good guy around women advice. Forget everything you've heard about playing games or pretending to be something you're not. Today, we're diving into something that actually matters. Today, we're throwing all that fluff out their window. No sugarcoating, no holding back. We're going to dive into Stoic philosophy, the ancient wisdom that's been tested for centuries, not just by philosophers, but by the world's toughest men. These principles aren't just about how to deal with women. They're about leveling up your life in every way possible: your mindset, your actions, your discipline, and your respect. Imagine being the kind of guy who doesn't just follow trends, but leads by example. Ready to learn what it really takes to level up in life and relationships? Let's get into it. Chapter 1. Let her come to you, don't chase. You're at a house party with a few friends. There's a guy, let's call him Matt, who's been trying to get the attention of a woman across the room. He's constantly adjusting his clothes, fixing his hair, and dropping hints in every conversation. He checks his phone every 5 minutes, hoping for a message, but nothing. The more he checks, the more his anxiety builds, and the more obvious it becomes to everyone around him. Then there's Alex, another guy at the same party. Alex isn't doing any of that. He's not worried about impressing anyone, especially the woman he's noticed. He's engaged in the conversation with his friends, laughing, sharing thoughts, and genuinely having fun. He's calm, confident, and just present. Later in the night, the woman walks over to Alex, starts a conversation, and they have an easy, natural connection. She's drawn to him not because he's chasing her, but because he's not trying to prove anything. He's not anxious or seeking approval. He's confident in who he is. The lesson: the more you chase someone's attention, the more you push it away. True strength comes from standing in your own space and knowing your worth without needing constant validation. When you're secure in yourself, people, especially women, are naturally drawn to that energy. Challenge: ask yourself, do you really need constant approval to feel good about yourself? Let go of the need to chase and trust that your value will speak for itself. Like the guy who is content being himself at the party, focus on your own life and growth. When you stop chasing, you might be surprised at who starts to chase you. Chapter 2. Don't reveal your income. Let your lifestyle speak for itself. Imagine this. You're at a networking event, surrounded by a crowd of people trying to make an impression. The first guy you meet, let's call him Dave, can't help but drop hints about his salary. He mentions his new 6-figure job in almost every conversation, talks about the car he drives, and even casually flashes the designer watch he picked up on his last trip abroad. You hear him talking about his achievements and immediately feel that heavy sense of showing off, like he's trying to convince everyone, and maybe himself, of something. Then there's James. James isn't making noise about his success, and yet he somehow draws people in without saying much. His clothes aren't flashy, but they're clean, well-fitted, and show that he takes care of himself. He doesn't talk about his job or income, but he listens attentively when others speak, engages in meaningful conversations, and his actions match his words. His presence is calm, unbothered, and genuine. You leave the conversation with a sense of respect for who he is, not because he told you his salary, but because he carried himself with quiet confidence. You see, the difference isn't in the numbers, it's in the way they carry themselves. Dave may have all the wealth in the world, but it's like he's waving it in everyone's face, begging for validation. James, on the other hand, understands that true wealth isn't about numbers or what you can boast about. It's about how you live your life, how you treat others, and how you walk through the world with integrity and confidence. Think about it this way. Money is like perfume. It's meant to be discovered, not announced. If you walk into a room and immediately start talking about how much you earn, you're doing the opposite of letting your wealth be known. You're announcing it in a way that feels like you're searching for approval, trying to prove your worth with a number. But when you don't have to speak about it, when your lifestyle and your actions show the depth of who you are, people start to take notice. They might not know exactly how much you make, but they can feel your worth. You see, a Stoic man knows that true value comes from what you do, how you treat others, and the way you carry yourself in moments when no one is watching. It's the choices you make, the discipline, the integrity, the wisdom you embody that truly reflect your wealth. It's not about showing off. It's about letting your actions and lifestyle do the talking. When you live with intention, when you invest in yourself, your character, your skills, and your relationships, people can see that without you saying a word. Your success will be obvious through your habits, your confidence, and your ability to make people feel valued. That's the kind of wealth that truly matters. Challenge. The next time you're in a room full of people, ask yourself, how are you presenting yourself? Are you trying to convince others of your value through material things? Or are you letting your actions, your presence, and your character speak louder than anything you could say? How would you feel if you were able to build genuine connections based not on what you earn, but on who you are? Start making the choice to let your lifestyle reflect your wealth, and watch how people start to respect you, not for your paycheck, but for the man you are. Chapter 3. Don't overcompliment her looks. Let her seek your approval. Let's paint a picture. You're at a dinner party and you meet a woman who catches your eye. You find yourself complimenting her smile, her hair, the way she carries herself. But here's the catch. When you do this too often, when every sentence seems like a compliment, the value of your words starts to fade. You know that feeling when someone says, "You look great," so much that it starts to sound almost automatic? It's like hearing someone say, "I love you," without feeling the weight of those words. Now imagine if instead of commenting on her looks, you shifted the focus to something deeper, the way she thinks, the way she challenges you, or how she lights up when talking about her passions. Compliments like these are rare, real, and meaningful. They show that you're truly paying attention to her as a whole person, not just admiring her appearance. The thing is, constantly praising a woman's looks isn't a sign of attraction. It's a sign of your own need for validation. It's almost like you're telling her, "I need you to feel good about me so I can feel good about myself." A genuine compliment, though, is rooted in respect, not neediness. It's about noticing the little things that truly make her stand out and recognizing those qualities in a way that feels earned. Think about it this way. When you overcompliment, you put her on a pedestal, but when you let your praise come from a place of true admiration, you're seeing her for who she really is. You're letting her know that she has something about her that draws you in, something beyond the surface. Challenge. Next time you're talking to a woman, try to hold back on the compliments. Instead of immediately pointing out how beautiful she looks, find something unique about her, whether it's the way she thinks, how she makes people feel, or her energy in the room. Let her wonder what's behind your silence, and see how that builds a deeper connection. Chapter 4. Don't spend too much time discussing her day. Show your priorities. Picture this. You've just finished a long day, and she's telling you every little detail about hers, her meeting with a colleague, the salad she had for lunch, how her friend canceled plans. As she goes on, you're nodding along, engaging in the conversation, but deep down you know you've let her world dominate the discussion. What's more, you realize your own goals, dreams, and ambitions have been left on the back burner. You haven't shared your vision or your plans, and that energy has shifted away from what truly matters to you. Here's the thing. You don't need to know every little detail of her life to be a great partner or listener, but what you do need is a clear sense of your own purpose. A man who's driven and focused on his own path exudes a magnetic energy that draws others in without saying a word. It's not about being dismissive of her life. It's about showing her that you have your own life, your own passions, and that you're not defined by her world. The most attractive thing you can do is to be a man who stands on his own 2 feet, who isn't constantly asking for approval, but is sure of where he's going. It's okay to ask her about her day and listen genuinely, but don't let it be the only thing you talk about. Share your own journey, your struggles, your victories. When you let her see that you are driven, that you have a purpose, you create a sense of balance. You're not living in her shadow. You're both walking side by side, each pursuing your own lives, while still coming together. Challenge. Next time you're talking to her, ask her about her day, but don't lose sight of your own priorities. Share the things you're working on, the goals you're pushing towards. Don't make her the center of every conversation. When she sees that you have your own life and purpose, she'll be more intrigued by you, not just as her partner, but as a person who stands strong and independent. Chapter 5. Don't fake interest in things you don't care about. Silence is powerful. Let's be honest, we've all been there. You're sitting across from her, and she's enthusiastically telling you about the latest episode of her favorite reality show, or going on about some celebrity gossip. You nod along, trying to stay engaged, but your mind is somewhere else, perhaps planning what you're going to have for dinner, or mentally running through your to-do list for the day. In that moment, you're not really there with her. You're pretending. And here's the thing. When you fake interest, you betray not just her, but yourself. Now I get it. You don't want to seem rude. You don't want to make her feel like her thoughts or interests aren't important. But here's a reality check. Pretending to care about something you have zero interest in doesn't make you a better listener or a more thoughtful partner. It just makes you a performer, and that's exhausting. So what's the alternative? Silence. Powerful, honest, and real. Silence gives you the space to reflect, to think, and most importantly, to truly listen. When you don't have to fill every gap in the conversation with forced enthusiasm or pretend interest, you're able to engage more deeply. You can allow her to share her thoughts fully without feeling the pressure to contribute to a conversation you don't feel connected to. Silence gives both of you room to breathe and be authentic. Let's take a moment to think about this. When was the last time you really listened to someone without offering an opinion or trying to steer the conversation to something that interested you? When you do that, you communicate respect. You show that you're willing to be present, even if you're not immediately invested in the subject. And here's the kicker. When you do speak, your words will be more meaningful because they come from a place of genuine thought, not just filling the air. So next time you find yourself nodding through a conversation you don't care about, resist the urge to fake it. Instead, lean into silence. Let her express herself. Let the space between you two be full of authenticity, not obligation. The real connection will come from being present, not from filling every moment with something that doesn't matter. Challenge. Try this next time you're in a conversation that doesn't spark your interest. Resist the urge to fake enthusiasm. Sit in silence when necessary. Let the conversation breathe. See how much more connected and real it feels afterward. Real engagement is not in pretending to care, it's in being present without the need to perform. Chapter 6. Don't let her push you into decisions, be the calm in the storm. We've all had those moments. You're in the car, she's on her phone, scrolling through Yelp, and you're stuck in this endless loop of indecision. Where do you want to eat, you ask. I don't know. What do you want? She replies. Then the cycle begins again. You turn down street after street, circling the same block like you're stuck in traffic. It's frustrating, right? But here's the thing. This is more than just about dinner. It's a test of your ability to lead, to show up as the man who knows his direction, even in the small, seemingly trivial decisions. In relationships, you're going to face moments where indecision and uncertainty will creep in. It could be about dinner, about what movie to watch, or even bigger things like making life choices together. The key to navigating these moments isn't to give in to pressure or let her dictate every decision. The real skill is to remain calm, composed, and in control of the situation. A man who knows where he stands, who can make decisions confidently and without hesitation, is someone who radiates stability. Think about this. When you're the one who can step up, assess the situation, and make a decision, even something as simple as choosing where to eat, you create a sense of security. You're showing her that you're grounded. You're not swayed by every little detail, and you're not thrown off by indecision. In a world full of chaos and constant noise, being the calm in the storm is a powerful trait. It's magnetic. People naturally gravitate towards someone who isn't easily flustered, who can steer the ship with confidence. It's not about controlling her choices, but about being the steady presence that helps navigate the decision-making process. Think of yourself as the calm oak tree in the middle of a storm, strong, rooted, and unwavering. Your ability to make decisions, to be a guiding force, doesn't just make you an effective partner, it also makes you someone who others trust and respect. There's a big difference between being bossy and being decisive. When you make a decision with clarity and without second-guessing yourself, it shows leadership. And leadership isn't about being controlling. It's about having direction and the courage to take action. Challenge. The next time you're faced with indecision, whether it's what to eat or a bigger choice, step into the role of the calm leader. Make the decision not because you're trying to dominate, but because you know where you're going. Let your confidence in your choices be the steady hand that guides you both forward. And there you have it, gentlemen. The Stoic path isn't about being emotionless or detached. It's about mastering yourself and understanding your own worth. When you embody strength, authenticity, and calm confidence, you become the kind of man who doesn't need to chase attention. Instead, you naturally attract it. Women don't want to see desperation or insecurity. They want to see a man who's comfortable in his own skin, who knows his value, and who can handle life's challenges with composure. So next time you're out in the world, whether it's with a woman or in any situation that demands your presence, remember, you are the one who sets the tone. Your strength doesn't have to be loud, it just has to be real. And by embodying this inner calm and quiet confidence, you'll start to see how much easier it is to connect with people, especially women who are looking for someone genuine and grounded. If you're ready to take this deeper, start applying these principles in your life and see the changes unfold. Don't just talk about it, be the change. And if you want more tips on how to level up your life and attract the right people, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Keep growing, keep evolving, and remember, everything starts with you.